Good morning, Copers. You guys like that? You like a little elevator music to get you going in the morning? And the angels sing, holy. Oh, could never do that if it wasn't for my 6 lozenges that I've already had this morning. Yeah, that song's a banger. I didn't really like to go for the no lyric version because it doesn't hit the same, but I was like searching for one that was like under 7 minutes. And that was like one of the only ones I could find that wasn't like 12 minutes long. So I just went with that one. And it's nice. It is nice. I woke up this morning being like, oh man, what music am I going to do? Because I haven't given it any thought. And then for some reason, the Money for Nothing riff started playing in my head. And I was like, oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do Dire Straits. And I don't know what the theme is going to be, but we'll just go from there. Classic rock, whatever. We'll figure it out. And then I get up and I start, working on the computer, and I see the date, and it's December 1st, you guys. It's freaking December. When did that happen? Where did the year go? I was like, wow, it's December 1st, so that means I have 2 weeks before I go on my big break. And we do have a tradition here on the channel, which is for the second last week, we play gospel music. And then for the last week, we play Christmas music. So that's what we're going to do. How are you guys doing? I am on the mend. This flu kicked my ass, man. I haven't been this sick since I got pneumonia. I don't know if I ever told you guys about that. That was like I was doing this. Wasn't that long ago. It was like 6-7 years ago. It was like shortly before I got married. So I was already making videos and everything. And I was living alone in Nanaimo, and I got so sick. And then on like the second day, I just went to the emergency room because my whole face felt like it was like caving in on me, because your sinuses, like, there's so much pressure when it gets that, you're like, my whole face felt like it was just gonna like. Anyway, I went and they're like, oh, you have pneumonia. And then I took a whole bunch of antibiotics and got better. Now whenever I talk about that low roar guy dying from complications of pneumonia, and I don't know what happened with Brandon Buckingham. I haven't followed up on that. I've been too busy in my own flu coma over here, but maybe something pneumonia. I don't know. It's nasty. So that was like the sickest I've been in a long time, but this is the sickest I've been since then. So that was a really, really fucking riveting story. Sorry. I got to get back into the groove here, you guys. It's going to be a chill day. It's going to be not a long show. Okay. I'm still sick, but much better. I was planning to do ICSP yesterday, but then I just was like, no, I just felt like shit. So we're basically going to watch like a lot of little clips today and then call it a day. A lot of funny little internet videos.
The Orthodoxer sent $3. That Devon Stack AI documentary had me pissing myself laughing. Loved your Thanksgiving live stream. Hope you get better soon, LP.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, that was really funny. I wanted to clip it for the channel, but it had like a bunch of like copyrighted music in it. So kind of not worth it. But that was really funny. Okay. Reggaeton week. Maybe check back in January some point. Tigran Hamazian entertained me. Okay. I do need some new. I don't want to play all the same gospel songs I played last year, but the truth is there's barely 5 that I like, is the truth. And I definitely played Holy Forever last year. So I'm already kind of off to a bad start. I guess we're only getting 4 this this year if I don't miss any more shows, because we already missed the Saturday show. But anyway, yeah, I do need to like diversify my gospel portfolio a little bit. The James Lindsay show, oh man, I would love if she started doing the James Lindsay show instead of Will Stansel. That would be like a lot more up my alley, although it would basically just be the same show. Guy Pearce, or Goy Pearce, as he shall hitherto be known. This is the guy from Memento, if you've ever seen that movie. Great little cult classic film. He's also in LA Confidential, which is a very good movie. If you've never seen LA Confidential, you should definitely watch it. It's very good. We watched that like a couple years ago, me and Allison, and that was what, like, they talked about how like Danny DeVito's in that. He plays like a TMZ kind of reporter, like a, what do they call that? A muckraker, a tabloid guy. And he gets pictures of this politician who's gay, and they're talking about how he's going to go to jail. And I was like, wait a minute. It was illegal to be gay in the 50s. And I looked it up, and it's like, yeah, I think I already knew that, but it's like the kind of thing that you sort of don't think about that much. If you know, it just seems like this stuff has been normal for so long, and you realize like, oh, you could actually go to jail for being gay like less than 100 years ago. Do I agree with that? Yeah. Well, maybe not. Maybe not jail. I don't think they ever like sent a lot of people to jail though. It was more just like having it on the books. Like, I agree with like socially saying this isn't acceptable. Let me ask Grok. Hey Grok, back when homosexuality was illegal, was it like normal for people to go to jail for being gay, or how many people do you know that went to jail for being gay in America?
Well, homosexuality wasn't outright illegal nationwide in the U.S., but many states had sodomy laws until 2003 when the Supreme Court struck them down in Lawrence v. Texas. Going to jail for
2003
wasn't super common for simply being gay. It was more about what you did, like public acts of sodomy or cruising in parks could lead to arrests.
Yeah.
Exact numbers are tricky, but estimates suggest thousands of gay men and women face charges over decades, especially in the early 20th century.
So anyway, I do kind of agree with that. I was we have like a gay Republican story a little bit, and I was gonna like talk about this then, but since we're on the topic, let's just bring it up now, because I was thinking how like so some Republican staff, let me actually jump ahead and show you
Area
the
Luber
video.
Sent $5. I think Estoning is the proper prescription.
Oh my God, dude, I never checked locals. Oh, dude. Wow, you're so gracious too. You're not even like angry at me. Oh man, I'm sorry, dude. I've just been so sick that I can't think about anything other than like how bad I feel. Okay, I'm putting a note in my notepad so I remember. Go to locals. Okay. I'm sorry, man. I totally forgot about that until I saw your name. Oh, dude. I don't know if we'll even be able to. Well, we'll talk about it, but it's just like I'm entering into a really busy time now, which is trying to get the Murdoch thing. But anyway, I'm sure I can find time for a quick call if you still want to do that. All right, so this story here, newly elected Georgia GOP Secretary Jaquan Stembridge. Dude, GOP Secretary Jaquan
Sent $5 stoning the gays BTW. Feel better. No rush.
Thank you. Yeah, really, this is like the sickest I've been in like 7 years or something. It's crazy. I hate it. You know, and I'm gonna get sidetracked again, but being like older you start to be like more cognizant of the fact of how like at someday you're going to get sick and you're just never going to get better. You know what I mean? Like, obviously that can happen when you're young too, but it becomes more real the older you get, where you're like, every day I'm a little bit closer to like, I'm going to get sick. And then instead of getting better and getting back to normal, I'm just going to die. It kind of sucks to think about, but I guess that's life. Okay. Newly elected Georgia GOP Secretary Jaquan Stembridge was caught in a child sex predator sting, allegedly attempting to meet a 14-year-old boy. He chairs the Georgia Teen Republicans, a high school organization, and is a member of the Georgia Young Republicans.
No, I don't. No, I don't. But I'm. Oh my God.
Are you 19 or are you 17?
I swear to God, I don't want my mom.
Okay. Then talk to me then. Don't lie to me. Are you 19 or are you 17?
I swear to God, on everything I live. Like, you can look at my
ID. Let me see the
I
ID.
don't have it. I'm for real. I swear to
Bruh,
God.
if
I
you
swear to
19, just say it. Nigga, you'll get way more respect with me being honest.
I
Nigga.
swear to God, oh my God. Look, come here. Can you look at my tag? I swear to God, I don't even have a car in my name. I swear to God. I swear to God. You can call my mom. I swear to God.
Another sent $3. You know what cures sickness?
Okay.
Some good old nut on the face. Does the trick every time.
Thank you.
17, just please.
Oh, bruh, where's your ID at?
I don't have it. Like, look, check my pockets. Do whatever you want.
You
All right, you get the idea.
How
Typical
old is you?
predator sting, flaming homo. Jaquan, by the way, GOP Secretary Jaquan Stembridge. I saw this and I was thinking how like it feels like we're pivoting back. So people like to talk about the pendulum swinging back and forth. You know what the real pendulum is that swings back and forth? It's where the sexual predators go to hide. Because back in like the 80s and even like the 90s, there was a lot of sexual predators, these gay, pedophiles, to put it bluntly, who were like evangelicals in the church, and that was like a big meme, the Republican guy who's like a secret closet homo. Because it was like respectful to be like a Christian back in the 80s still. It was still like a respected, like you're a good moral, upstanding guy. And then as woke took over, the pendulum swung to where it was like now they're all like truths and drag queens because for some reason those are the people that have become like revered and respected by society. And it feels like we're swinging back now to the other way. Obviously there's always going to be like some degree of pedos everywhere, but that's just what I was thinking of when I saw this. And then for some reason, sorry, I shouldn't have even done a show today, but I had to do it just so you guys could see why I shouldn't. If you want to know why I haven't streamed in like 5 days, now you know why. Oh, yeah. There we go. Oh, man. Allison bought this like medical nasal spray. Like the real, like, God, there's snot all over my face, dude. The real, like, I don't know how long I'm going to keep streaming today. I think I've made my point. She bought like the real powerful shit. They say you're not allowed to use it more than like 2 days in a row. Otherwise you'll get like permanently addicted to it. And she only let me use it once. But so I took a hit of this stuff. And it was like I could breathe through my nose for the first time in my life. I was like, this is amazing. I want to take this every day. No wonder it's addictive because I'm always stuffy, even when I'm not sick.
Mr. Bliss Chilling sent $3. Is this an ASMR channel now? XD, JK always has been.
So, yeah, man, that stuff is like good shit, dude. I can understand how people get totally hooked on it. Anyway, I'm trying to remember how I made the connection from this to Boy Scouts, but I was thinking about how, like, it used to be common sense not to let. I think, okay, because the woke stuff, right, happened, even though the pendulum is swinging back now towards conservatives being like the more, and Christians being the more like trustworthy and respectable members of society, it's still different now in that we still let like openly flaming queers be involved in that, right? Because this guy's like obviously super gay. You hear him talk for like 2 seconds. And in the olden days, like 20 years ago, this guy never would have been given a position of leadership in the Republican Party, right? But now there's absolutely nothing wrong with being openly gay, even though common sense for all time was that these people are like predators. They're child sex predators. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how the Boy Scouts used to have an outright ban on being a gay scout leader. And then this is like kind of similar to the outlawing homosexual. I was like, when did they lift that exactly? I looked it up this morning. Does anybody want to take a guess when they lifted the ban on being a openly gay scout leader for the Boy Scouts? It was 2015. You looked it up. X and that. Yeah, Plague Disc says 2008 too. You would think it was not as recent as 2015, but it was literally only 10 years ago that they said, okay, you know what? We're going to let queers be Boy Scout leaders, which is obviously like a testament to how sick society was in 2015 that happened. And I mean, think about that. We let women vote like more than 100 years before we said fags can be Boy Scout leaders. And there's a reason why. As bad of an idea as it was to give women the vote, it's like orders of magnitude worse idea to say you could be a gay scout leader now. So anyway, I was just thinking about that, and we started talking about Guy Pearce, and I got sidetracked with homosexual stuff. Guy Pearce put out this tweet. He said, "I've never been so disgusted by a group of people in my life as I am by Israelis. Every day I witness their utter disregard and disdain for Palestinian life. It is shameful and sets humanity further backwards with every vile act like this." And he linked some Instagram reel. And then like a day or two later, he put out a tweet, which is now deleted. And in fact, his whole account is deleted off Twitter. But his tweet said, like, "I'm sorry for posting misinformation. I'm going to reflect and take some time off social media." And he's like deleted all his social media accounts. And he's still waiting for the all good from the Jews. He's still waiting for the Jews to clear him to go back to work. That classic Norm Macdonald. What was it? Marlon Brando has been blacklisted after claiming he apologized after claiming the Jews run Hollywood, and now the Jews have announced that he's cleared to go back to work. It's like literally that meme. Guy Pearce apologized and then deleted all his social media accounts as penance for insulting not even the Jews, but Israelis, which is like definitely like a lower rung of anti-Semitism. Was Norm JQ pilled? He absolutely was. Maybe not in like a, maybe not like in as hardcore a way as most of us, but he was a Christian. If you pay attention to Norm, he like, yeah, yes, he was, but he was also just sort of very comfortable as people in the 80s and 90s were. People were a lot more comfortable, and so these things are easier to joke about and put up with, right? When you're when you're relatively safe and well paid, you're not going to like spend as much time trying to solve problems as when you can't afford a house, you know what I'm saying? And your daughters are like getting raped and murdered in the streets and shit like that. So he definitely was, but he was like mostly like joke, like tongue in cheek about the whole thing. Aiden Ross matched up with Paul Miller and started going off on him after Paul called him a caseler.
Tell him that.
Well, I don't think.
And you know something, Aiden? After I'm done with cuff him, you can get in the ring too.
No, I'm gonna sue you.
And I will beat your
I'll sue
fucking
you. I'll take you to jail.
ass all over
I'll
the
take you to
place.
jail. You're an Indian Mexican.
Take me to jail
you can't
for
fight.
what?
You're a G.
Take me to jail
You're an
for
Indian.
what? You can't
You're an
fight,
Indian.
you fucking Jew.
I am a Jew.
Shit.
I'm a proud Jew.
You
Be a proud
are a
Indian.
piece of shit,
Be a proud
fucking
Indian.
kike,
Be a proud
worthless
Indian.
piece of
Be a
garbage.
proud
You
G.
will always
Be a
yeah,
proud
yeah,
Indian. You're
I
not
know.
white. You're
I
not
know.
white.
That's the only thing
You're not
got.
white.
You know
You're
what
not.
I've noticed?
You're a 37-year-old Mexican Indian.
People,
stand on
people
it.
will sit there.
You're an
and
Indian
they will
Mexican.
Talk this bullshit.
You're a Mexican
and say,
Indian.
oh, he's not
You're a
white
Mexican
enough. But
Indian.
they never say that I'm wrong.
You're not. You're
They
not.
never say that
but
I'm
you're
wrong.
an Indian.
They never say
Are you an
that
Indian?
what I'm saying
Yes or
is
no?
not true.
Are you an Indian?
The best thing that they've
Are
got is to
you
try to slander
Indian?
me in some
Are you?
ridiculous way.
Are you Indian?
But I know.
Are
I
you?
know the truth.
What?
I know the truth.
What?
Listen, I'm comfortable in who I am.
So who are you?
I know who I am.
So who are you?
And then
Tell him that.
Aiden started saying something about how Gypsy Crusader was going to fight Cuffham, which was like obviously not real. This Cuffham guy at his best, yeah, Bloodsports is back. Yeah, exactly. Really goes to show how Bloodsports is kind of dumb when people just start yelling past each other for like several minutes at a time. And you are kind of like, what am I doing here? You saw it live? So somehow this rumor started going around that like Gypsy and Cuffham were going to fight. They, on this Kick Champ, I didn't have it pulled up, but they had tweeted this. Look at this. They put this tweet out. Cuffham is officially fighting Paul Miller today at 10 p.m. Eastern. Completely he got community noted with a link to Joker Whopping Friend. That's funny. So obviously this wasn't real, but man, I wish it was. Thing is, like, Cuffham would get his ass kicked on his best day, and he's got like a concussion or something from a couple weeks ago. He would literally probably die if he got into a ring with Gypsy. He would probably die. But I would like, if this fight was real, I would like fraudulently take out a mortgage on my in-laws house, on the lake house here, and I would like liquidate everything I own, like all of my Bitcoin, and I would bet everything on Paul Miller against Cuffham. But obviously it's not real. And but now they're trying to talk about having Paul fight Rampage Jackson, who is the dad of that guy who beat up whatever happened with that, by the way. Did he ever get charged? He didn't, did he? Rampage Jackson's son, assault wrestler. What's his name? Like Rajah Jackson or some shit? No, oh, he did get charged. Charged with felony batter and misdemeanor battery in connection with okay, happy ending after all. I didn't know. Okay, so Rajah Jackson charged with assault. So now they're talking about having Paul Miller fight this guy's dad, Rampage Jackson. But again, it's all just fake hype. It's fake e-drama shit for views. It's not going to happen. There's no way it's going to happen. Rampage is like 300 pounds. What is a diss to Rampage? What did I do?
Dude, I DM'd Gypsy. He didn't respond to me. Just to show you little dick suckers in my chat. I literally DM'd him on Twitter. He didn't respond. And also, Cuffham is not fighting him. He told me he was joking. But as you guys can see, I did DM Paul Miller. Hi, at 2:43 p.m. No response. He said message on X. I did. But I wanted to message him about potentially fighting Rampage Jackson because Cuffham is not going to fight him. I spoke with Cuffham about it. He's not going to fight him. But yeah, ETH Monk, eat my dick.
Yeah. Hold on. How old is Rampage Jackson? 47. How much does Rampage Jackson weigh? 204 pounds. He's not that big. Somebody said he's 300 pounds. Not even close, dude. How much does Paul Miller weigh? That doesn't look like the right guy. AKA Gypsy Crusader. Probably more than 205, I would guess. How tall is Rampage Jackson? 6'1". How tall is Gypsy Crusader? This one will probably come up, won't it? Let's see if Grok knows. The most trustworthy source in news. Hey, Grok, how tall is Gypsy Crusader, a.k.a. Paul Miller?
Oh, Gypsy Crusader? That's Paul Miller, the kickboxer guy. From what I can tell, he's about 5'9".
Damn, that's short. Shorter than I thought. And how much does he weigh?
Yeah, he's listed at around 154 pounds, give or take. Pretty solid for his height, from his kickboxing days.
Right. He's definitely bigger than that now. What about Rampage Jackson? How much does he weigh now?
Yeah, Rampage has put on some pounds since his fighting prime. Last I checked, he's hanging around 250 these days, especially with his acting and wrestling gigs.
Probably wouldn't be a super fair fight. Let's be honest though, they're not going to let Paul Miller fight a black guy that he can beat. You know what I mean? They're not going to let that happen. They want it to be the racist gets beat up by the black guy. So they just wouldn't offer him like a fight where he would be advantaged.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? You still listening to? Dude. Shut up. Shut up. I'm not talking to you. We already watched this, right? This is about the DM. So Paul showed that he did respond. So where is the fat monkey? There's the response from Paul. Also, Paul Miller did like Muay Thai or whatever, doesn't he? Like kickboxing. Didn't he? Or am I wrong? So is it going to be a kickboxing fight? Because that would help make it a little bit more fair. Anyway, it's not going to happen. It's pointless. I'm going to skip this one. It's not that interesting. I'm going to speed run some of these actually just to get this over with. Hassan, an old college friend of Hassan's went on Reddit and talked about how Hassan was a sex pest in college and he was in a super rich frat, and the frat ended up having a party where a minor got so drunk that they walked into traffic and died. Despite the fact that the fraternity was on a cease and desist order and was prohibited from sponsoring and or hosting any fraternity-related events, they held a Christmas party where alcohol was served to minors. One of these minors was too drunk to walk home, got lost, and ended up getting hit by a train. So I get there, and there's like Hassan from college. I guess he was trying to like say that he was poor in college, but it was like a really rich fraternity that he was in like a big mansion and shit. And then anybody who knows Hassan's old days is like he originally, when he was making content, he started off as like a frat bro pickup artist, dude, before he switched to his socialism grift. So here's an example of like old Hassan content.
A few things to consider when you're thinking about Lady Gaga as the top contender for Babe of the Week should be the fact that she might have a penis. The fact that Lady Gaga might have a small penis does absolutely terrify me. I always knew Hannah Montana was a little slut. Don't even try to hide it. Look, this is a classic example of what happens when your father doesn't pay attention to you. If you
Chud Piker. Hassan Chudker. What went wrong? Anyway. Moving on. I was going to say something, but I forgot. Oh, this guy pisses me off too much. Yeah, I can't do it. Pariah the Doll has a message for Nick Fuentes. Nicholas, you big, fat, white, nasty, smelling fat bitch.
Now, respectfully, Nicholas, how the fuck I'm a transgender? I just got home from church. I got my snacks from Whole Foods. And I go on the internet to find out that you're out here telling the whole world that I'm a transgender. And
what was the context of him calling Hannah Montana a little? I mean, he was a frat bro. That's like that's what his personality used to be. And the guy on the Reddit post, I skimmed over it. I didn't read the whole Reddit post, but it's talked about how like Hassan had a reputation for being like a sex pest, like a date rapist, basically. He didn't say it like that, but it was, if you read between the lines, that's where it was. The drama between Lucas. Yeah, I haven't commented on that or tweeted about it or anything. There's a bunch of drama because these guys posted like a gambling ad. Probably not a good idea to promote gambling. The thing is like Jake's not even like a Christian, so I don't really expect, I would prefer. I think he's like starting to get into Christianity, but he's not like somebody, even if he is, he's not somebody who takes it super seriously. I think it's good that people people got called out for that, even though I didn't want to get involved personally. But because people should be worried about backlash if they promote shit they shouldn't be promoting. But I just don't, if I'm being totally honest, I don't care that much. Part of the reason I don't want to talk about it is because what I really think is going to get me in trouble, basically. And it's basically similar to what that A-Tunes guy said on X, which he got a lot of shit for, which is like, if he said like, if you're dumb enough to see a Jake Shields gambling tweet and lose your, like, that's on you, basically. And that is how I feel about, like, to a degree, like, there needs to be in a high IQ Anglo world, okay, and the JQ revolution, there should be an understanding of like, we're going to take money sometimes to promote shit, and you should just recognize that for what it is and just completely ignore it. The sucker is supposed to be the people paying for the promotion. Right? Somebody in every situation is a sucker. I know it's a very Jewish way of thinking, but it should be in this situation, it should be the people who are paying you to tweet should be the ones who are just burning money. And that, in a perfect world, that's how it would be, because everybody would see the gambling promo and just be like, oh, good, he's getting paid. I'm not a retard. I'm not going to go gamble. But like, that's what like A-Tune said something, and he was like getting like his torn apart. But people say like, oh, you don't care about your following and this and that. It's like, yeah, I mean, look, man, some people just aren't going to make it. You know what I mean? Some people just aren't going to. I'm sorry. It's like, it's the same thing as like Pearl being like, a woman shouldn't tell men not to watch porn. And I'm just kind of like, if you need anyone to tell you not to watch porn, you have such huge things to worry about beyond what some woman is. You have way bigger problems than what some woman is tweeting or streaming about. And it's kind of the same thing. If you need somebody to tell you not to have a gambling addiction, I know it's like something you fall into, just like any addiction, but like, come on, guys. Don't gamble, okay? Long story short, it is very tempting. I've never been interested in gambling. I've never been really interested in like sports bet because I don't know sports. But now that there's this whole poly market thing where it's like you can bet on everything, I'm like, I do feel tempted sometimes. Sometimes you see like a poly market and I'm like, oh, there's easy money, and I feel the temptation. But I don't want to actually go down that road because I know what happens. You win and then you're like, ooh, I won money, you know? And then it just turns into a big problem. So don't gamble. Don't promote gambling either. I would personally, well, here's the thing. I say I wouldn't do it. If I got offered like $3,000 to tweet that, I'd have to think about it. I'd have to think about it, man. That's like more than I earn in a week for a tweet. That's more than I earn in a week for something that will take me literally 10 seconds. But having said that, I have been offered gambling promos and I always turn them down. Same with the crypto scams. I always turn them down, but they don't offer me $3,000. They don't. I think the most I've ever been offered is $1,200 for a crypto scam. And I turned that down. But $3,000 is more than $1,200. I would have to think about it. Okay. I would have to actually think about it. I'd like to think that I wouldn't do it, but it's $3,000. It's more than I earn in a week. Anyway, so I just don't care that much. I'm not, like I said, I think it's good they got called out. I think people should be scared to sell out. People should be scared to sell out, and they should know that they're going to catch shit for it. But I just don't care that much because I'm kind of a sellout too. Is this okay? Am I allowed to say this? Would you take $3,000 to promote a gay prosty? I don't think I would ever do. I jokingly offered to do it for $20,000 because I get offered those all the time too. Like, hey, like you have a really viral tweet and these whores start messaging you and they're like, how much for me to reply? And then you reply to my reply. And I always just say like, you need to find Jesus or something like that. Like I don't even really entertain it, but I jokingly said $20,000 one time just to see if they would, you know, what they would say. And they're like, oh yeah, that's insane. So yeah, look, man, everybody's got a price. Okay.
You can't be doing that. To my reputation, you cannot be spreading these lies.
The Nutter sent $3. Knock knock.
Oh, the Nutter is the knock knock guy. He's coming to nut on me, y'all.
Okay. Now I'm not as media trained as you are, but I had to confront the issue because that's just crazy. Because you know that is not the tea.
It is all addiction is like dopamine, right? So you smoke a cigarette, you get Well, I don't know if cigarettes really are dopamine. Nicotine is maybe a little bit different. It's part of the reason why cigarettes are so addictive is because I think they might actually be like more going on there than the normal mechanisms. But even like video games are addictive because of the dopamine and that. And actually, I've talked about before how like laziness is an addiction because, and Jordan Peterson was the one who turned me on to this. When you decide to be lazy, like when you know you have stuff to do and you're kind of like having an internal struggle over whether or not you should like clean your house or whatever the fuck it may be, and you give in to the laziness and you're like, I'm not going to do what I'm supposed to do and I'm just going to like watch Netflix. There's a dopamine release in that moment, the moment where you say, I'm just going to be lazy. And that's how you get addicted to being lazy without even realizing it. So it's good to like kind of think about this stuff once in a while because it highlights the dangers of like why you try to not give into this stuff ever. Anyway.
You just wanted the clicks, so now we're giving you the clicks. We're clicking, girl. We're clicking because go live. Realistically, go live because you can't just be lying about me on the internet like that. That's crazy. I'm not no fucking transgender. I'm not no fucking transgender, honey. I accept how God made me boots. So if you want to lie about me, let's fucking go live. Because we're beefing now. We are beefing. We have beef.
Oh yeah, stopping halfway through the workout. That's really there's like certain stages you go through, you know. When you don't work out, you think that like showing up is the battle. But when you get into seriously working out, you eventually figure out that that's not even the real battle. The real battle is showing up and not phoning it in, which is something I struggle with now and then. Sometimes I show up because it's so easy to say to yourself, like, I showed up, you know, I did a few sets, like it's better than nothing. So therefore I don't feel like being here. I don't feel like hurting myself.
$5 on Rumble. Happy Monday. Finally moved into my new town after 24 years in Seattle. Wishing you a speedy recovery and happy Monday to all the copers. Cheers.
Congratulations, man, on the move. That's never fun, but it's nice when you're done with it. Hope you like your new place, and thank you for the $5. For people wondering, this is a male. Okay, I know it's hard to tell. This is a male speaking, a biological male, a eunuch, in fact.
Sounds like a girl still. I bet the bussy is good. Would eat it like groceries.
Okay, all right. Yes, Pariah was like a eunuch. For people who don't know, Pariah the doll, there was like a controversy. He was a model, a troon, a New York socialite. Got in with like the Red Scare girls and those circles, the New York post-left art scene, whatever you call it. The BAP sphere being like adjacent. They're like an overlap with all, you know, the Curtis Yarvin and all those people. And was a model. And then somebody got Raw Egg Nationalist to publish Pariah's modeling photo in Man's World magazine, which he did, thinking it was a woman. And then it was like a big scandal. Your right-wing man's magazine, sir, with a fucking shroud, with a dude pretending to be a woman, modeling. It was like a kind of a scandal. So that's who Pariah the doll is. There's more to the lore, but that's really the main one that I always think of. And now he has like detransitioned. So I don't even know what Nick said because I haven't been paying attention to much of anything. But I guess Nick called him transgender, and so he made this video being like, "I'm not trans, you fat smelly bitch." And it went kind of viral just because I don't know, people just can't get enough of these gay dudes. These people just can't get enough of these sassy queens. What was I talking about before I got sidetracked with my prize? There was something. Anyway, whatever. It's gone now. And I think you get the idea of this video. It's stupid. DJ Khaled gives. Is that how you say it? Khaled? I don't know. Khaled? Khaled. It's probably. I'm going to go with Khaled. Gives a look inside his freezer. So it's full of ice cream. More ice cream than any human being reasonably needs. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind rating that right about now. What are these Snickers ice cream things here? Those look bomb as fuck, honestly. I want to try one of those. He's fat. He's fat. I almost wonder if this is like staged for the video. You know what I mean? No, why would you have that much ice cream? Like, it feels like a meme. How long does ice cream stay good for? Circus says fat people hate themselves deep down and have an overdeveloped desire body that tortures them. Overdeveloped desire body. Not sure what that means, but I get the gist of it. I get what he's trying to say.
The Nutter sent $3. When I bulk up, I do a dirty bulk and melt ice cream and drink it for more calories.
Is that just a normal tweet from the Nutter now? Are we getting fitness tips from the Nutter? I think I've heard of people doing that, actually, because there's a lot of calories in ice cream, right? That's why it's associated with being fat. They usually cannot even taste their food because the measure of enjoyment in the esoteric human is how much he worked for the reward in all things. A strong workout makes the ice cream taste amazing. That's a healthy psychic pendulum and not this shit. Gluttony is disgusting. He's trying a little bit hard with I am very smart, but he's directionally correct here. Look at this. Fat boy. Oh, man. This must be from a different video because it's different. The Snickers bars are on a different shelf here, if I'm not mistaken. Dude actually has a problem. So there's that for you. This video of Laura Loomer has resurfaced where she's drunk at a bar talking to some old alt-right guy that nobody remembers anymore. Even I don't remember this guy.
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such a cutie.
Don't mess my hair. God damn it. Fix it. Fix my hair.
I disagree completely.
Did you fix it?
I did.
Does anybody know who this guy is?
But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got...
I saw the replies. He's like a writer. Let me see if we can find it. Mike Ma. Yeah, that's it. Who is Mike Ma? Author and far-right influencer Mike Mahoney, known for his books Harassment Architecture and Gothic Violence. '19 novella follows an unnamed protagonist who wishes to destroy the United States. Okay, so that's the guy in the video. He wrote these books.
Eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such
That's such a funny reply. Thank you. You're Aryan too. And she's Jewish. She's like, you're like she said Aryan goddess, which is weird. She meant, she just meant God, but for some reason it came out as goddess. And then he's like, thank you. You're Aryan too. Like, it's so awkward. You know what I mean? Like, thank you. You're very Aryan yourself.
Don't mess my hair. God damn it. Fix it. Fix my hair.
And then she goes, I'm Jewish. And then he goes, that's okay. It's actually really funny.
Did you fix it?
I did. But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got like reinstated on Facebook was so hot. Like, seriously.
I appreciate it.
It's so good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
But it's okay.
Right.
I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I know. They're just jealous because
This guy was Will Stancil posting in 2019 or whenever this was. It be like that sometimes. It do be like that, Mr. Stancil.
big tits and an Ashkenaz.
I'm so down bad I'd cave. Oh, dudes. Pray for Plague Disc. Get some prayers in the chat for Plague Disc, you guys.
Thank you.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyway, next time you're in New York, let me know. We'll hang out. Bring your girlfriend to New York sometime, and we'll all hang out. We'll go to like really cool restaurants and hang out. And we'll have a blast.
Yes, I will bring my girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to meet. What, Becca?
Yeah.
Becca.
Yes.
She's so
He's like, yes, I will bring my girlfriend. Look at this dude in the background. Like, just the look on his face, the look of like, I don't know. If you've ever been a dude who spent time in the bar scene, you at some point you've probably experienced this, like the drunk chick coming on to you that you're not interested in. And it's just like this awkward thing where you try to, it's dealing with anybody, even if it's not a chick, just dealing with somebody who's like too drunk and you're sober. It's kind of always like this. It's kind of always this like, you patronize them. You just sit there and patronize them and roll your eyes and try not to get super annoyed at how like annoying they are.
You remember?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, you'll meet her.
You guys are so sweet. I hope it works out because like I said, I know it's all an act. Like I know everything you do on Twitter is like so.
Kino, by the way, the cameraman. Shout out to whoever filmed this, but that's so fucking Kino zooming in on the guy in the background.
Fake and not real, but
yeah,
like it's so sweet that you like and your girlfriend have been together for 3 years. I love it.
I know it's all an act.
Do you know something? Like I'm gonna tell you a secret. Like, do you know so many people in this movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners?
That's
like,
so bad.
Like they're not even like really trad life.
Such
like
scum.
Like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like fucking my boyfriend while we were dating and like ruined our relationship. And I act like it's okay, but like it's really sad because like I love when people like keep.
Okay, there's a deep irony here because she has acknowledged that he has a girlfriend. And she is literally like caressing the back of his head. Like she's like embracing him. She's like pulling him into an embrace. While talking about how people pretend to be trad, but they're not trad, and it's really sad. And it's like, well, what point are you trying to make? You're like obviously aggressively hitting on this dude. If anybody has like doubts that this guy could have easily hit if he wanted to, you don't understand how social interactions work. You must be hella autistic if you don't think this guy could have fucked Laura Loomer at the drop of a hat.
You know, tradition in their relationships. It's just really sad.
Anyway, that's like an old video. For some reason, this is such a funny tweet, by the way. I can't believe how fucking funny this is when I saw it. This is the first time I've ever been impressed by Alex. No offense to the guy, because he's been really nice to me. And he seems like a nice guy. But this is the first time I've ever seen a tweet from him where I'm like, oh, wow, you actually have posting skill. I don't know why in my head it was Richard Spencer in the video. Like if you had told me, remember that time Laura Loomer got drunk and was hitting on that guy, I would have said, oh yeah, it was Richard Spencer. I don't know why. And then I saw this video and I was like, wait, this isn't Richard Spencer. I don't really have anything to add to this. It's just an interesting, funny video. She is really, really aggressive on that dude. The guy in the video is Mike Ma, Mozart Palestine. Apparently he hasn't tweeted since July of 2022. This is kind of a cool shirt. I like this one on the right. I don't like text on my shirts. I don't like graphics at all. But if I'm going to have a graphic, I'd rather it have no text. So I kind of like this one. If I was going to buy one, it would be that one. It's kind of cool. Anyway. A wannabe influencer doles out massive machetes to homeless in Austin and New Orleans, and now he's coming to New York City, right? And he's coming to New York. So this is a guy I think we've seen like some of his videos where he's handing out like handles of vodka to homeless people. Like he's been doing this for a while. He goes around handing out alcohol, and now he's giving them alcohol and machetes. Okay, so here's a video, and this is in New Orleans, I believe, where he's giving them a handle of vodka, a 40 of vodka, and a machete. Okay. Now, this is like crazy, and I would never do it because I wouldn't want to be personally responsible for people getting killed. Actual MDE sketch. Yeah, he does. Like he just does this all the time, and he's got like, look at this on his. This video has 18 million views on TikTok, right? Like he knows what he's doing. It's outrageous. Is this legal? It is legal, and which is interesting, but it is legal. There's nothing illegal about it. You have to understand, homeless people do not have different rights than the rest of us. They are just homeless, but they have all the same rights. It is funny. Well, it is funny, and it's also interesting socially. Now, I don't think this guy is trying to make any kind of real statement. Yeah, it's also immoral. That's why I wouldn't do it. I agree. It is immoral, and I wouldn't do it. You're contributing to these people's problems, and they don't need any help having bad problems. And someone's gonna get really badly hurt and mangled as a result, and people are literally gonna die. Like, I would never do this, and this guy is just doing it for clicks and views. It's immoral, but it's also funny. It's also interesting, and why the reason it's interesting is because it really sort of exposes. It's sort of like pushing liberalism to the absurd, you know what I mean? Like, it's really stress testing the sort of, oh, you believe in liberalism? Well, what if I want to like hand out alcohol and machetes to a bunch of homeless black people specifically, right? Because obviously that's dangerous. They're going to get drunk, they're violent, someone's going to get hurt really badly. But what do you do about that? Because to do it, you have to acknowledge this is the thing, right? It raises the question of, if a person cannot be trusted with a handle of vodka and a machete, should they have freedom at all? That's kind of the underlying fundamental question here. Because if you gave me a 40 of vodka and a machete, no one would get hurt. The machete would go in the tool shed. waiting for some rare situation where I might actually need a machete, but probably like never actually getting used for anything. And maybe as a prop in a video or something. And then the 40 of alcohol would get drunk over the span of like literally like 2 years. Because I would decide to have a vodka drink like 3 times a year. So it's totally safe. It's totally safe to give me those things. But giving these people these things is extremely dangerous and ill-advised. So it really stresses the idea that like we should all have equal rights, right? And if you can't trust somebody with a machete and a 40 of vodka, should they be allowed freedom at all? Should they be allowed to be on the streets at all? What if they gave you a 40? Guys, I told you to stop mentioning the coaxial cable. I thought this meme was over, okay? You guys are giving me PTSD flashbacks. Stop it with the... No! Daddy, no! Daddy, no! Did you get strapped yet? Dude, I've been sick, okay? I have an excuse. I've been sick. And that was my coaxial cable joke. It got ruined because I accidentally played that clip. I accidentally played that like a week ago when I revealed all the things. I was waiting for somebody to bring it up. I didn't want to force it, so I was waiting for somebody to say it in the chat, and then I accidentally played it preemptively, and I ruined the whole joke for those of you who saw it. But yes, thank you. That was Mr. Bliss Chilling made that. I don't know what kind of twisted mind. I don't know what kind of twisted compulsion he had that thought it would be a good idea to make that and send it to me, but he did. Okay. Anyway. I'm not doing a good job of explaining the sort of social implications here, but I think you get the idea of what I'm trying to say. Okay. Person from where is this person from? Brazil or so? I don't know. But talking about U.S. citizenship and loyalty. Okay.
Let's say the United States went to war with Colombia. Who do you side with?
Colombia.
Get the fuck out of our country. Holy fuck. Why do you side with Colombia?
Because I'm from Colombia.
You've lived here for 10 years and you're now a citizen.
Okay, still that doesn't mean I'm not gonna like side
You
with
have
my
no...
country.
Okay, I'm looking this up. Yes, becoming a citizen requires taking the oath of allegiance. By taking the oath, you pledge to renounce any foreign allegiance.
Dad sent $3. I feel like you are the type of son to bring up the coaxial cable at your father's funeral. So if you are thinking about doing that, don't.
I'm definitely not the type to do. I would definitely not do that.
Support and defend the U.S. Constitution and laws and perform service.
I would make allusions to the fact that he wasn't the easiest guy to live with, but that would be part of the build up to his redeeming qualities, you know.
To the country when required by law. You do not become a citizen until you have completed the oath ceremony and received your certificate of naturalization. Did you receive your certificate of naturalization?
Yes.
Did you complete the oath ceremony?
Yes.
Yes, as somebody who went through they do make you take an oath where you swear not only your allegiance to America, but that you are giving up your allegiance to your former country. And this is something I personally have no problem with, right? If you ask me like what country I'm loyal to, I would very quickly and easily say America. But there's no sort of racial inferiority complex because I came from a white country to a better white country. So it's easy for me to swap my loyalties. It's easy for me to be like, I'm going to be loyal to the country that gives me more freedom as a 130 IQ Anglo, right? The way the way the settlers intended, whether they be Canadian or American back then, they all had a sort of similar way of thinking. It just got twisted over time. But for her, there's like this kind of racial inferiority of, you know, if I'm loyal to America, then I'm betraying my race kind of thing. So it's at the end of the day, it's all race. Everything is all race all the time. Got $5 on Cash App. Thank you to whoever sent that. Is it Voxix? Is that who that? It is Voxix. Thank you for that, sir. Appreciate it.
So you're a liar? Do you remember this?
Go ahead and add that to the goal. I don't get a lot of Cash Apps, but I do add them when I get them.
Here, read that shit again. I do solemnly swear that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure, I don't even know what the that means, all allegiance, Colombia, and fidelity to any foreign prince or what the potentate? Is that a fucking fruit? What the fuck is that shit? It's like a pomegranate and a fucking potato.
It's funny how retarded everyone is. I would love to see them make an example of this chick. This is like, Nick keeps talking about this thing of how like the Trump admin is sort of signaling authoritarianism without actually being authoritarian or whatever. I would love to see.
Heads Dead sent $3. That girl looks like my wife. Menus the tats. That's why our baby is white.
Okay. I mean, I can see it. She's not super. It's hard to sort of picture her without the tats, but yeah, if she made a baby with a white man who is actually white, the kid would look white. So I don't know if you're like trolling or joking, but it would. This is what we were saying to the Orthodoxer. Anyway. Shit, what was I saying now? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. They should deport this. They should renounce her citizenship and deport her. It really kind of begs the question though, because people love to say that like, oh, you have to have American values, right? If you want to come here. Like Elon Musk quote tweeted some based black dude today. I didn't have it pulled up, but I saw it and I rolled my eyes. Because again, it's just like some black guy being like, if you come here and you don't assimilate, you're an invader. And Elon Musk, how did I get to YouTube? Elon Musk quote tweets this and he's like, exactly, or whatever. And it's like, you just love your fucking base black dudes. Absolutely.
Country and demands that you accept their culture as your culture, or demands that you change your beliefs, that is not a foreigner. That is not an immigrant.
Blah, blah, blah. I roll my eyes so hard because it's, first of all, we look at the based black guy, everybody. Elon does this all the time. He loves based minorities. And then but also this whole thing of like, oh, well, you have to assimilate. Otherwise you're not, and it's like, people say this all the time, but nobody ever anywhere gets kicked out for not assimilating. And how do you, like, what would that even look like? Because it's never happened. There's no system for it. This chick could be a precedent for, oh, you admitted publicly to lying about your pledge of loyalty. We're denaturalizing you, we're stripping your citizenship, and we're kicking you, sending your ass back to Colombia, bitch. Bye. But the point I was going to make, which made me think about this video, is you get into this big argument about what are American values, because some people would argue that saying anything you want to say is like an American value. You know what I mean? So saying fuck America and the ability to say that freely.
Bruce sent $10 on Rumble. Potentate means one who has the power and position to rule over others, a monarch. one who dominates or leads a group or an endeavor. Crowder is going to talk to Nick on Thursday is what he said.
Oh wow. I saw Pierce Morgan is also setting something up with Nick. Whatever happened to the Tim Pool thing? It's weird that Nick would It's a little weird that Nick would be so sort of cavalier about doing Tim Pool. You would think he would really want to do that, but I have no idea what's going on there. Thank you for the $10. Appreciate that. Obviously, I know what potentate means, and we all know what it means here. Okay, I mean, maybe some of these guys didn't know, but I was asking you, and thank you for that. I knew what it means, though, in case anybody was wondering. I didn't know that. I'm lying. Thank you for that. You see the problem? The problem with, like, if freedom is sort of the core value, then that ends up trumping everything else. You see what I'm saying? If the First Amendment is like the thing that you have to love the most about being American, then that has to include the ability to be like, fuck America, I'm loyal to Colombia, blah, blah, blah. So all of these problems go away if you just racialize the whole thing. All of these problems go away. The whole idea that we're going to define culture and values, which nobody has ever attempted to do in a legalistic way, and there'd be so many problems with trying to do that. Whereas you can just say, this is a white country for white people. And now it's basically black and white. Like, yeah, you get into arguments about who is white, but those are arguments that have answers, that have more or less clear-cut answers, or at least answers that we can basically more or less agree on. And speaking of making an example out of people in an authoritarian type style, New York State Senator Julia Salazar says, grateful to all of the New Yorkers who quickly mobilized, put their safety on the line, and protected their immigrant neighbors against ICE's expected raids. Can we get some sedition trials going? Can we put some of these people on trial for sedition at some point? You have here a sitting senator encouraging her constituents to impede the federal agencies. At what point do you start charging these people with some kind of crime? I don't know if sedition is the right one, but something. There's something. You got to do something with these people. You got to make an example out of them.
I'm currently on the corner of Howard and Center, where hundreds of people gathered earlier today to block a massive planned raid by ICE agents. They were going to, according to sources, have 600 agents flood the streets of New York City, specifically targeting vendors on Canal Street.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying, can we do something about these fucking people? Can we deport this Colombian bitch and strip her citizenship and put this senator in a show trial and then lock her up? Is that too much to ask? Can we actually like destroy these people because they are our enemies?
Now word got out and people caught wind, and they gathered here at this parking garage, which is controlled by the federal government, which is currently filled with ICE vehicles, and stopped vehicles from being able to enter and from being able to exit. There are an unknown number, at least 20 who are...
Blah, blah, blah. You get the idea. Typical shit-lib anti-ICE stuff. Japan says no to building Muslim cemeteries. Oh, look at this. You can just tell people to fuck off back home if they don't like the way you do things. Oh, is this not translated? Oh, I love the way Japanese, everything sounds so dramatic in Japanese. They have a real dramatic flair to the way they talk. The Muslim request for cemeteries is denied. In Japan, cremation is the tradition. The appropriate approach for Muslims is to return the remains to their own countries and bury them there. Hello, based. I find it hard to believe, though, that they've always been cremating people. Let's ask Grok. Hey, Grok, is it true that cremation is the tradition in Japan?
And Dad sent $3 in your America. Does Boss Mac Topsoil get to say?
Yeah, I think realistically, I don't know, man. Getting rid of like all the black Americans, that's sort of like if we ever get to a point where that's like realistic, I'll feel like a winner already. You know I have a soft spot for Boss Mac. So that's a tough one. That's a tough one because I don't think I'm probably not, but maybe as the Secretary of Defense or whatever I'm going to be in based world, maybe I can put in a good word for him. I mean, the thing is like the blacks have a way stronger claim than so many of these other people, even including the Jews. The blacks who can kind of trace themselves back to slavery, they have a much stronger claim than the Jews who came over as immigrants, and obviously like Muslims, Asians, because they were like brought over against their will. I don't like framing it in those sort of moralistic, rights-based kind of ways, but most people look at it that way. So, realistically, there would be a chance that people who could prove they can trace their lineage back like all the way to slavery would maybe get to stay. That wouldn't necessarily be ideal because we know how much problems they cause. But again, if you just fucking put these people in jail / execute them, you mitigate those problems a lot. So I don't know. Ideally, I guess send them all back. Ideally, he can still do his podcast from Burkina Faso or whatever. I guess. Anyway, it's tough when you frame it as like the guy that you like, hey, are you going to send Revelator back? Are you going to send, what's that guy's name that the Groypers love? Who's that guy? I can't remember his name. Are you going to send Myron back? I don't even like Myron, but you know what I mean? Kanye, if it's somebody you like, I don't know who you guys like. Jesse Lee Peterson, there's got to be some black guy. It always feels a little bit more awkward. Tenrio, yeah, that's the guy. At a certain point, you just have to say, yeah, everyone's going back, except for maybe like a tiny percentage. I think if like the country was 95% white, I would settle for 90 if you want to negotiate me down. That would be such a big win. And that would fix so many problems. If America was 90% non-Hispanic white, it would fix so many problems that like having a handful of blacks in this, having a few million blacks in the country, I think would be fine, really. It doesn't matter. It's such like LARP. It's like such a LARP to even think about. What are we going to do when we deport everybody? Who gets to stay? It's like, dude, if we could deport, if we could just deport like half of the non-whites, that would be such an unrealistic W that it's like crazy to even really speculate about realistically. I actually think eventually something is going to happen. I do believe that, but it's just like, it's really long term. It's more long term than people realize, and it could not happen. There's a big struggle between the ideas of nationalism and multiculturalism, and I don't actually know which one is going to win in the long run, but one of them is going to win decisively eventually. Oh, okay. Sorry, that was kind of boring and rambly. I think I'm gonna call it a day here. I'm getting more and more stuffy. Let me see here. This one's really funny. A bridge built by the Congo's president's construction company collapsed on opening day. It was built for over $2 million US.
Derrière sécurité. 5 mètres. 5 mètres.
So that's $2 million well spent. I did see some clips from Tucker Pierce. Yeah, there was some interesting stuff in there. $2 million bridge. Do you see this gay black guy telling the Jew to F off in Dunkin' Donuts? Do you guys see this one?
And I'm telling you, I don't give a fuck. Well, you should. I don't give a fuck. You should. Stop. Say it again. Jew. Say it again. You think I give a fuck? Say it again. You think I give a fuck? What'd you call me? A Jew. Why'd you call me that? Right? Why'd you call me that? But why'd you call me that? Because you're an asshole. But why'd you call me that? Because you're an asshole. Why'd you call me that? Because you're an asshole.
Did the guy not tip or something? I wish you would really say, I mean, because it almost makes me side with the Jew if you don't have a better explanation. Than, like, how is he an asshole? What did he do? I believe you, the guy did something, but I wouldn't mind knowing.
So you have something against Jews? You're an asshole. No, I ain't got nothing. But why did you say Jew then? I got something against But why you say Jews then? I got something against But why you say Jew? Why you say Jew? But why you
Donald Ductator sent $5 on Rumble. Thanks for hanging in there for us, LP. I hope you feel better.
Thank you. I should be tip-top by the end of the week. Every day is just going to be better from here. I'm on the mend, as they say. By the way, I didn't mention this, but I'm working on setting up a debate between Stefan Molyneux and the Based Camp guys. Do you know them? They're that weird Jewish couple. Do you know those guys? Based Camp. They've agreed, Stefan Molyneux and these guys have agreed to debate spanking / corporal punishment. So we're just trying to figure out a time now that works for everybody. And I want to get it in the next 2 weeks. I want to get this in before I go on vacay. So I think that'll be an interesting debate. I really like debates that, you know what I mean, are like tangible. JVJ, Steph's not is Jewish. Molly Meme isn't Jewish. Say what you want about the guy, but that's just slander. You know, debates about like the Jewish lobby and that, like, yeah, they're important. It's important for people to be educated, but it doesn't really like have any tangible effect on how you live your life per se. Whereas if you're a parent, then talking about how to like discipline your kids, it's the same reason I like to talk about relationship stuff a lot, because it's just so much more actionable for the average person. So anyway, that hopefully will come through. Like I said, they've all agreed to do it. It's just a question of when. My guess is that he didn't tip. Black guy called him a Jew, and the Jew started filming. And the reason the Jew is like, why did you say Jew? Is because he wants the guy to say it's because you didn't tip, so that he can like make that connection between being cheap and anti-Semitic. But if that's, or like, you know what I mean. But if that's real, that just proves the point. Wouldn't that like validate the stereotype if you didn't tip?
Say Jew. Why'd you say Jew in that context?
Because you're an aggravating ass Jew.
Look up Ballin' You on Leather Apron
Mr.
Club's
sent
website.
$3 if all 500 viewers gave $1 per stream. LP would be so ballin'.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not going to happen. Leather Apron Club website. Oh, he followed me back. He had followed me for a while, and then he had unfollowed me. He agreed, by the way, to do the progress report a long time ago. So we'll get him on eventually in the new year. But where is this website? Where is it? How do I find it?
Analyses.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Social Sentinel. You would think it would be... This is the announcement for that. Because I kind of vaguely remember watching this. You would think it would be linked on the fucking announcement description. But that's too much to ask, apparently. Social Sentinel is also a very generic name. Okay, I think we're on the right place. I think we're in the right place. Stefan. There he is. Jewish. There are videos of Stefan Molyneux admitting both his parents are Jewish.
And not the part of Ireland that sat out the Second World War, but the part that got intensely involved. And my mother was born in Berlin in 1937 to a pretty Jewish clan, and this was, of course, pretty much the worst time you could pick to be born, and the culture you could choose to be born in. She went through the war, of course, as a young girl. The entire society.
Well, that wasn't technically both his parents, but okay. Let's go ahead and hit the old unfollow there. I'm just joking. I could never unfollow Steph. I got a soft spot for him, Jewish or not. Am I on here? Hypocrite. Lyndon Perry. I'm not on here. I'm not cool enough. I just get called a fucking Jew all the time, but heaven forbid. Who is Liz Perry? White. LP original? No. I'm not cool enough to get classified as non-Jewish. Verdict's still out. Cool website. I'm glad I remember hearing about this when he made the video, but I've never actually looked at it before. Oh man, there was somebody I was thinking about the other day. I was wondering if they were Jewish, but I can't remember now. Okay. Anyway. I was going to watch this cringe Stranger Things thing. I think I'm just going to call it a day. I'm all stuffed up here. That's going to be it. So thank you guys. Thank you for bearing with me through all my phlegm and what have you. I will be back tomorrow with another show. I don't think I'm going to do a gaming stream tonight. I'm just, what's the point? Nobody wants to hear this. But I will be back tomorrow morning.
Sent $3 Mersh greater than LP, aka Best Boy.
Oh, wow. Bold statement from Anonymous over here. See, people wonder why face fags like me are always saying shit like, why don't you say it with your real name? And it's because of guys like this. Because I want to kill you in real life. And I can't do that if I don't know your name. Mersh. Imagine standing Mersh. Is that I mean, there's got to be some people who think that. There's got to be some people who just unironically think that. But you know I would beat the shit out of Mersh in a fight, right? You at least acknowledge that part. And I'm going to live much longer than him.
Sent $5.
Because I take care of myself. And knock on wood. I shouldn't say shit like that. I always feel like it's tempting fate. But barring some kind of sudden tragic ending, I'm gonna be dancing on all of these people's graves. Okay? Even though I'm older than them. Mersh, Andy Worski, PPP. I'm gonna dance on all of their graves someday. Knock on wood, don't tempt fate. Okay. What was I saying? Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow, you guys. Thank you for the donos. Thank you, Fire Rises. Thank you, everybody who's sending the donos. Appreciate it. What did Allison make? Well, I tweeted a picture of the plate, and I also posted it in the Discord. Allison and my mother-in-law, they make the thing. They make turkey. We have my wife's sister's like ex, who they have a kid with. He's like part of the family. He comes here for holidays all the time, and he's a bit of a gourmand, and he makes this mac and cheese that is like insane. It's so good. It's so good. The mac and cheese, bacon, and like 17 different kinds. It's insane. And Allison, her big dish that she makes every year is sweet potatoes, and I never eat it. I don't like the sweet potatoes. She like with the marshmallows, you know. I just don't like that dish, and it breaks her heart every year. And every year she thinks she's going to force it down my throat and get me to like it. And also pecan pie, I don't like. They're really big on pecan pie here, and I'm a pumpkin pie. Like, I love pumpkin pie, which they also make. And so every year I just eat the pumpkin pie, and they're like, you got to try the pecan. It's so good. It's so good. And I'm like, no, thank you. So, okay, you guys, have a good day. Catch you on the flip side. Peace out.